So, there are two upcoming events, big upcoming events, and more kind of big things for me, but for you guys too, because you'll be able to see the after effects. First of all, in the start of June, I will be going to Florida. That's right. I'm going to Disney World. I'm taking my girlfriend with me, and thanks to some friends of mine, it's going to be a good time. And I will be filming a grand experiment on site. Might do too. I want to kind of pick. I'd like to film in the Magic Kingdom, but we'll see. Obviously, I don't want to do any trademark infringements or anything like that. I just think it would be cool to do an episode of the Grand Experiment down in the park. And we'll see what happens with it. And then secondly, we are 5 months away from this year's Gen Con. And Gen Con was probably the highlight of my year last year. I had a blast. If you don't believe me, go onto Facebook, look at all the photos that I took. That was just a sample. Next year, I'm going to have the camcorder, and, I'm going to be taking tons of pictures. And I'm going to have Amanda with me, too, so it's going to be a good time. So, anyway, those are the upcoming events. And in summation, I'd like to apologize for being gone for about 5 months. But, it's hard work, people were like, well, you're so funny. Why can't you develop a show, like this all the time? It takes a lot of effort to sit down and think of ideas to share. Sometimes I think very well on the fly, but when I have to do something like this, it's a little harder to come up with ideas. So, I'm sorry that it took 5 months to get back to this, but, here we are. I'm back. And 2010 has been a good year so far. It's going to continue to be a good year. You're going to notice that the end credit sequence is going to be a little longer than usual. I've decided to thank individually every single friend that I have on Facebook, with the exception of a few people who are my sponsors. I also wanted to share some good music. You're gonna hear Louis Jordan's, Louis Prima's "Just a Gigolo." I Ain't Got Nobody. This semester I'm taking 3 classes. I'm taking 2 geography courses, one of which I have an exam in today in a couple of hours, and the other one is the other class is a history of rock and roll, and I've heard some really good music. And the other day I heard Louis Prima's version of "Just a Gigolo, I Ain't Got Nobody," which it turns out that he wrote the first part of the song, and then the second part was an old standard. It was an old blues standard, and it got mixed in with it, and it sounds really good. And I guess David Lee Roth, when he did his version back in the 80s, he was trying to do an homage to Louis Prima on that, but, what can you do with it, really? So you'll be hearing "I Ain't Got Nobody" during, you'll be hearing that during the credits. Might also be hearing a little bit of Primitive Radio Gods too. I heard the song on the radio the other day and it sounds fantastic, so I wanted to kind of, throw a couple of flavor into there. Oh, and by the way, I didn't talk about the Colts losing in Super Bowl 44 because I want to talk about that in another upcoming experiment. But I wanted to show my support for the Colts. They are your AFC Conference champions for 2009. And to all the haters out there for the Colts, I just want to remind you one very simple thing. This is a team that fought very hard to get there. And you know what? They fell a little short. They had a bad day. But you know what? They're the odds-on favorites right now to return to the Super Bowl. I don't see why they wouldn't. So, it's been fun. It's been a blast. I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to have you guys back with me. Sorry about the 2 parts of the episode, but hey, we all have our quirks. And more grand experiments will be coming. Now that I have this camera, I'm going to kind of, use it a little bit more for this. So, until then, I am Neresis. You guys are the best audience in the entire world. You guys are the best friends that I can have. And until next time, it's been your pleasure.
I came to play. There's a price to pay. Time for you to get down on your knees and pray. watch as you get worse. My script is to the letter, and I'll write your final verse.